Welcome to Brain Bites. Here is one more health-linked topic. Today, we're diving into a mind-blowing explainer about why you might be hitting all your daily calorie goals, but your so-called healthy food is secretly completely empty. It's wild, right? We get so obsessed with tracking macros, hitting our protein targets, and sweating it out at the gym, thinking we're the picture of perfect health. But there is this massive, hidden gap in our understanding of what modern food actually contains. So let's get right into it and look at a silent epidemic that explains exactly why you might feel chronically fatigued and super unfocused, even when you're eating plenty of food. You see, we usually just assume that if our stomachs are full, our bodies are nourished. But if you're constantly battling brain fog, losing focus, or catching every bug that goes around, well, your body is desperately trying to send you a notification. It's telling you something absolutely critical is missing. We call this hidden hunger. Basically, your stomach is full, sure, but on a cellular level, your body is literally starving for essential micronutrients. You're definitely getting enough calories to survive the day, but your cells are begging for the zinc and iron they actually need to function properly. And guys, this isn't just a small issue. It's a massive global crisis, costing countries billions in lost productivity and healthcare. To put this into perspective, think about a standard flatbread eaten 50 years ago. That single piece of bread actually contained 56% more zinc than it does today. That means you literally have to eat double the food right now just to get that exact same baseline nutrition. The food we're eating today might look the same on the outside, but internally it is a completely different product. People love to say carbs are bad nowadays, but honestly, the reality is that they've just been stripped of their original nutritional value, leaving us with nothing but empty calories. And this perfectly illustrates what these missing minerals actually do for us. Think of iron as your brain's battery and zinc as your body's Wi-Fi network that keeps all your biological apps running. If your iron drops too low, oxygen stops reaching your brain, which means you literally lose the physical ability to focus. And if your zinc is low, well, the Wi-Fi drops. Your body's apps just start shutting down, usually starting with your immune system and physical growth. When that Wi-Fi drops and the battery dies, the consequences are absolutely staggering. Current data shows that 57% of children and 67% of women in India are suffering from anemia and stunted growth. We are talking about 35% of kids who will never reach their potential physical height or their full cognitive development. It's practically a permanent penalty on an entire generation, and it's entirely caused by missing micronutrients. So how did we get here? Let's unpack what we call the daylight robbery, 4 levels of nutrient theft. Now, you didn't give anyone permission to take the health out of your food, but it is being systematically siphoned away at 4 distinct stages. Our nutrition gets stripped at the soil level, the seed level, inside the factory, and finally right there on our plates. If we actually want to reclaim our health, we have to understand exactly how each stage of this modern food system is silently failing us. What's truly shocking here is the foundation of our entire food system, the soil. Right now, 40% of the soil in India is zinc deficient, sitting at a dangerously low organic carbon life of just 5%. I mean, a plant can't give you nutrients that it can't pull from the ground, right? Because of super intensive agriculture and relying way too much on chemical fertilizers, our soils are incredibly degraded. The minerals just aren't there anymore. Moving on to the seed. During the Green Revolution, historical breeding shifted to focus purely on high yield. And in doing so, we accidentally sacrificed up to 30% of the seed's natural nutrition. We had a booming population to feed, so scientists spread crops to produce 6 tons of wheat instead of 2. It was a massive win for volume, for sure. But we completely stopped paying attention to how nutritionally dense those seeds actually were. Then we get to the factory level, where ultra-processing strips away another 30 to 40% of those nutrients. At the same time, factories use something called bliss point engineering. They meticulously calculate these perfect, highly addictive ratios of salt, sugar, and fat, so your stomach never actually feels satisfied. They trigger all the reward centers in your brain. You eat one, you crave another, and your body keeps demanding more because it is still fundamentally starved of real nutrition. Finally, we have the plate theft. Historically, humans ate thousands of different plant species. But today, an overwhelming 70% of our calories come from just 3 cheap, hyper-farmed crops: rice, wheat, and maize. We've totally lost that vibrant rainbow of diverse, nutrient-dense foods, like traditional fermented items and millets. Economic pressures have forced massive populations to rely almost exclusively on heavily stripped, ultra-basic grains. But there is incredibly good news. Let's explore biofortification, which is the ultimate agricultural fix. We don't have to just rely on popping expensive chemical supplements to fix this. Instead, scientists are using a completely natural, conventional crossbreeding process that takes about 7 to 8 years. And to be clear, we aren't talking about lab-made GMOs here. They are successfully marrying the rich nutrition of ancient crops with the high yield of modern ones. You essentially arrange a marriage between an old, nutrient-packed seed and a modern, high-yielding seed. Over years of natural selection, you get this amazing all-rounder offspring that grows beautifully and is absolutely packed with dense, bioavailable nutrition. This biofortification is already creating massive positive ripples around the globe. For example, zinc-rich wheat in India is actively reducing childhood pneumonia. And in Kenya, they've developed iron-rich beans that actually cook faster and don't cause gas. How great is that? Decades of randomized controlled trials have proven this works. In Zambia, vitamin A-rich maize drastically improved the nutrient quality of mother's breast milk. It's this stunning, totally natural solution that heals the food system from the inside out. And it gets even better. This costs the farmer and the buyer absolutely nothing extra, yet it generates a massive $17 return in global health and productivity for every single dollar invested. The seeds cost the exact same as normal ones and require no new farming practices. For every dollar put into this research, healthcare costs drop, cognitive function rises, and the whole economy gets a massive boost. But what about right now? Let's look at some simple kitchen hacks to unlock 5 times more nutrition today. You definitely don't have to wait for global agriculture to catch up. You can start fighting back right now in your very own kitchen. I want to introduce you to the brilliant FASS framework. That's FASS. Ferment your foods to multiply the nutrients. Eat all of the whole foods, including those nutrient-dense peels. Soak your grains to release trapped vitamins. And switch up your diet to feed your microbiome. Fermentation is huge because it dramatically reduces anti-nutrients. Eating all the food means actually using banana peels or watermelon rinds instead of tossing them in the trash. Soaking and sprouting activates entirely new vitamins, and switching up your meals, that keeps your gut flora, which is kind of like a curious tourist, really happy and diverse. Okay, here is my absolute favorite takeaway, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's called doing Surya Namaskar, or sun soaking, for your food. All you do is leave chopped mushrooms out in the sun, with the gills facing up, for just 15 to 60 minutes. So many of us are terribly deficient in vitamin D. And hey, while you might not have the time to go sunbathe, your food absolutely can. Because mushrooms have skin that reacts to UV rays exactly like human skin does, this ridiculously simple trick miraculously multiplies their vitamin D content by up to 50 times. Seriously, 50 times. It is an incredible, completely free biohack. You just slice them, place the gills facing the sun, and boom, you've instantly created a natural, highly potent vitamin D supplement right there on your kitchen counter. So the real question is, will you let the factories keep your nutrients, or will you start demanding them back? You have the absolute power to fix this. Flip the packet over, ask questions, eat like a mindful farmer, and demand your stolen nutrition back. We don't have to accept foods masked by protein washing. You know those products that boast huge protein numbers while completely ignoring fiber and real micronutrients? By rotating our diets and preparing our foods mindfully, we are taking the control back. The hidden hunger is absolutely solvable, but you have to take control of your plate. Thank you so much for joining this explainer. If you like this video, then please share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's make sure everyone understands the true value of what's on their plate, and together, we can end the hidden hunger once and for all. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.